I think Coolsville sucks.
What you call an icon living? Try to make a little mistress just did it. I love over 5 minutes. Whoa, we up too hot in the place.
Hi guys, I'm Mayana from Mayana Reads. So weird not saying Mayana from a Little Wolf Reads, but so today I'm going to be doing an unhaul. I've been cleaning my room, and at first I wasn't gonna do an unhaul because I'm like, I don't look cute today, and these books are going downstairs today because that's where I put my books that I want to like get rid of, just because I want to take them to like a used bookstore or something, or like a thrift shop or something. But it'll probably be like when me and Jake decide to unhaul our books together. But yeah, I keep them in the basement, and so I'm like, these books are going to the basement today. And I don't really do unhauls that often. Like, this is my second unhaul. The first one was in when I first started my booktube in 2018, and that was literally like the first weeks of it. Like, I tend to not really get rid of my books just because they all have like a special meaning to me, and even if I rate them like 3 stars, I still like want them on my shelf. Unless it's an ugly cover, then I gotta get rid of it. But I don't know, I just like the experience I have of reading books and like how I feel when I look at it. So as you can see, I got rid of a whole shelf's worth of books down here. So the black shelf is no longer with us. You will be missed, but I'm excited to see, well, I'm excited for you guys to see what books I put down there because I have everything planned out already. I just need to get the books. So let's just get started with this haul because the intro was way too long. The first book I have is Paper Towns by John Green, and I read this when I was in the 12th grade, and I didn't really like it. I just liked the quotes. Look, this book is literally like looking for Alaska, but if Alaska lived and they found her. The next book I have is Carry On. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did not like this book and I planned on keeping it, but then my cover got messed up, so now I want to get rid of it because the cover is messed up. And even though I didn't like this book, like if we get this book in hardcover, you better believe I'm ordering it because this book cover is so beautiful. And you know, like if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you know how I feel about hardcovers. Honestly, you don't even have to be subscribed to me for a while. Like literally just look at my bookshelf, there is no paperbacks in sight. So yeah, like I freaking love this cover. Even though I hated the book, I didn't hate the book, I just didn't care about the book. I thought that it was really long and nothing happened, and that the whole their whole like relationship was weird because he spent the whole book being afraid of the guy, and then suddenly he was in love with him. And like, I love a good enemies to lovers, but this was not a good enemies to lovers. The next book I have is The Chalk Man, and I recently read this book. I gave this book 3 stars, so I'm getting rid of it because one, it's too big to fit on my shelf. Like I also have all my books organized by height, and this book just does not match the height of any books on my shelf. But that's not like the main reason why I'm getting rid of it. I'm getting rid of it because when I read it, I really did not care about this book. I thought that it reminded me a lot of it as the aspects of like the character, like the friend group, and like there being like one girl who's like a redhead and one of the girls, and they literally had a rock fight with their enemies. And I just thought that it was just like it, and I don't know, not in a good way. I did not care about this book. I really didn't. The next book I have is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, and I read this book recently. I ended up giving it like either 3 or 4 stars. If I give it 4 stars, I need to go change it to 3 because this book was not a 4-star book. But I don't really feel like, I don't want to continue on with this series just because this book was good, but it also was really boring and uninteresting, and the plot twist at the end really did get me, but I don't care to finish it. Like, that's how I knew I need to get rid of this book, because I freaking love plot twists. Like, I don't care how boring I thought the book was. Like, I read The Woman in the Window and I thought the whole book was boring, but once I got to that plot twist, I ended up rating it 4 out of 5 stars. So like, if you hit me with a good plot twist, I will absolutely love the book. And the plot twist in this book, like, I didn't see it coming, but I read it and I was like, oh, okay. Well, the next couple of books were given to me by Melanie from Mail to the Annie. Every now and then she just sends me like a bunch of books that she like just doesn't want or like unhauls, and she told me that she doesn't mind if I unhaul them as well. And I just love her. Like, she's such a good friend. Oh my gosh. Is it even a Mayana video if I don't gush about Melanie? But yeah, I was gonna read this book, but then I heard it had incest in it. Everyone was saying like it had fairies, and I was like, ooh. But then like I was reading the reviews and it said it had incest, so I was like, nah, you gotta go. So that's gone. Once in the future, I really don't care about this book. I know Melanie kept her tabs in here, but she didn't annotate anything, so this book is useless to me. Yeah, so I believe Jake wanted this book, so I don't know if he got it or not. I mean, the book is already out, so I mean, if he wants it, he can have it, but I don't really know if he'll care to, just because the book is already out. Next, I have 4 Day Queens, and I actually pre-ordered this book for my sister. She read it, and she... Oh, God. I almost just died on camera. Do you think about the views I could have got, though? Wow. Missed opportunities. Anyways, so yeah, I got 4 Day Queens for my sister, and she didn't like it. So, and then she told me what happened in it. I asked her to tell me what happened. She told me, and it sounded stupid. So yeah. Next we have The Beast's Heart, and I have no idea what this is about, and I don't really care. Gates of Stone, I have no idea what this is about, and I don't care. Amber and Dust, this cover is ugly, and I don't care. We have The Room, and I'm getting rid of this book because it doesn't have a cover. And what's the point of having books? What's the point of having books if they don't have covers? You know? So I'm getting rid of it. Then we have the whole Twilight series, and I'm getting rid of this because I just realized I have no interest in reading this series whatsoever. Like, I don't know, it just does not interest me. I tried to read the first book, I didn't care. I'll just stick to like watching and roasting the movies. I just was never like, I won't say I was never like the biggest Twilight fan, because if Twilight was on FX, trust and believe I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch all the movies. My favorite movie is actually the one where Bella punches Jacob in the face and breaks her hand. I freaking love that scene. I freaking love that one. Like, I was always team Jacob until Jacob got like weird and was like, oh, I'm actually in love with like the egg inside of you. Nah, I'm just not. This series, I feel like everyone hypes this series up, but I feel like it's just nostalgic to them, and that's why. And like, yeah, this book, like, it helped the YA community and all, but this book is pure trash. You cannot deny that. Like, this book is crappy. Then I have Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, and I'm not getting rid of these because I hate them or anything. I'm getting rid of them because I am getting the whole series in a like, I'm getting the series as a whole, and I just don't like these copies. Like, these both are like really used and beat up, and this one is literally laminated and I can't even take it off, and that is so ugly, and I don't want this on my shelf. Next I have the Shadow Queen, and I tried to read this book, and let me make sure I don't have a bookmark in here. I tried to read this book and I just have no interest in it. Like, I don't really care, and I really wanted to read like because it's like a whole, like, I don't know if it's an anthology series, but like they have one for like Rumpelstiltskin, which is like one of my favorite fairy tales, I guess. There's like a bunch of them and I want to read them, but I did not care about this book, so I'll get rid of it, and like I'll listen to the audiobook on like Libby or something, and then if I like it, I'll just like repurchase it. I am getting rid of the Shatter Me series. I have no interest in this freaking series whatsoever. Like, I read it and I do not care for it. Also, the cover is ripped, so there's that. But I read this series and I do not care for it at all. Like, originally I gave it 4 stars, but I changed them all down to 3 as I read on in the series, because the series just got less and less good as it went along. So I was just like, okay, like, it's time for this series to go. Next I have Coraline, and I hold this book dearly to my heart, mainly because I am like absolutely in love with the movie. Like, I watch this movie every Halloween. I love Coraline, but the book is just not as good. Also, there is no YB, and YB is my favorite character in the whole series. So yeah, and I ended up giving this book like 3 stars, and it's a lot scarier than the original, but there's no YB. I don't care. I'm sorry. I also have Vicious by LJ Shin. This is a new adult dark romance, and if you didn't know, I love dark romance here. But I read this series, and although I do like this cover and I think that this guy is extremely hot and beautiful, I read this series and I don't care for it. And I'd probably be like, I just don't care for this series at all. So I'm just gonna get rid of it, because I don't want the rest of the book. So why just have 1 book in the series? Like, there's no point in me keeping this. I also have 2 more books that were sent to me by Melanie. Pride and Grace and Fury. I have no intentions of reading this book, and I don't have any intentions of reading this book either. I did have intentions of reading this book when she sent it to me, but I also just realized that like a lot of people gave this a lot of bad reviews, and also I've never read Pride and Prejudice before, so there would just be no point. The Rest of Us Just Live Here. I wanted to keep this book because it just has such a promising premise, but like no matter how much I keep this book, it's not gonna make the book better. Like there's no point in me keeping this book at all. This book is about a town, and like everybody else in the town is like superheroes, but this book focuses on people who aren't superheroes, and you would think that would be like a really good like plot point, but it was just so boring. I did not learn the main character's name until like 70 pages into this book, and there's just like him focusing on like the love interest part of this book, and like I didn't come here for romance. I came here for the tea on what people who aren't superheroes are like in a town full of superheroes. That's all I want. So if somebody else can write that, I would absolutely love it. So I have the young elites, and I DNF'd this book. I just thought that the main character was like trying too hard to be like evil. She was like, they were like burnt at the stake, and she was like, if everyone knew the kind of power I had, I don't know, it was just corny, and I don't care about it. Three Dark Crowns, I'm getting rid of this book. Like I know Jake freaking loves this book, but I thought this book was absolutely boring, and I don't even care to read on to the next one just because this book was so freaking boring. I read Dumpling. I ended up giving this like 4 stars, but I just don't really care about this book. Like it was a good book, but the book kind of has no plot, and I'm a very plot driven person. And I just didn't care about this book. Like I cared about it, but I don't want to keep it. Like literally, I remember reading this book and listening to the audiobook and like giving it like 4 stars, and I had ordered it already, so I had to wait for it to come in, and I was just thinking, wow, I could have bought something else. But yeah, and then we have Save the Date, which I'm only getting rid of this. Like this has like my favorite plot idea, which is the like a family, like somebody getting married, so like a family coming back to town or whatever, and like just like a weekend wedding. Like this book sounds so promising, but Jake, who is a Morgan Matson fan, said that this was like one of his least favorite books of hers, so I'm just gonna get rid of it because one, I'm not like a huge contemporary person, and I don't want my favorite plots ruined. So I have A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World, and honestly I'm not a dog person. This book was also given to me by Melanie, and I'm not a dog person, so yeah. Melanie also gave me When the Summer Ends, and this just looks very white and bland. So, and I also have Enchanté, and this was an arc, and I just don't really want it anymore. I don't really care about it. Like Jake freaking loves it. I'm gonna link Jake down below because I always talk about Jake in my videos, and you guys need to subscribe to him because we're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers before his first year in November. So I'll link his channel down below. But he loved this book, and he kept trying to get me to read it. And honestly, with Jake, like he tries to get me to read a book like twice, like 2 times, and then after that he like completely gives up, because I'll either read a whole series in that book in one day or not read it for 8 months. Like you really will never know with me. So he kind of just gave up. And last but not least, the last like set of books I'm getting rid of is the Game of Thrones books, and I'm just gonna hold one book up. Okay, and I just get rid of these books because one, this book in particular has missing pages. I'm gonna show you guys. Not missing pages, but like it's literally missing lines at the end, and I just don't care to finish the series. Like I think I'll just like, if I really care about this, I'll just like watch the freaking show, and I know they're different, but I honestly do not care about this series at all. And like I was so hyped when I was reading it, but it's just so long and there's so many characters. I just don't care. I don't care at all. So yeah, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I probably won't be doing another book unhaul for another 8 years, because I just try to keep all of my books, and it's really hard for me to get rid of my books. Like even if I don't even care about it, I mean not that hard. If I don't care about a book, I'll get rid of it. Jada will usually take it because Jada is completely against me getting rid of books, but she's not here, so I can like take them all down to the basement and hope that she won't notice. But I really need to make room for more books because my mom will not allow me to get a third bookshelf, and my reading corner, I'm like, I will have to get rid of my posters in my reading corner, and I refuse to do that because I love my horror movie posters. So I'm only limited to 2 bookshelves. So maybe I'll get a TBR cart. Like, who knows what I'll do with my life. But yeah, that's it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to join the cult. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one.